MegaMitch, host of the YouTube show MegaMitch, where he reviews some of the worst video games known to man, proclaiming in all certainty that if I don't do it, who else will? Having been on many adventures throughout the years, he has mysteriously dropped off the face of the internet, leaving people to wonder who, what, when, where, and why. We will answer all, some, or some of none of these questions on this week's episode of Where Are They Now? Internet Nobody's Edition.
Who are you people? In the not-too-distant past, which ancient online historians have come to refer as the early 1990s, Dinosaur Mania was in. Adventures in Dinosaur Island, Theodore Rex, Prehysteria, we're back! Barney's Great Adventure, Super Mario Brothers... And don't worry, you'll be getting your turn. Nobody knows why or how, but people were just really into dinosaurs all of a sudden, and they just started appearing all over the place. Movies, video games, comic books, toys, cereal boxes. Surely some director in Hollywood land was thinking to himself, okay, so let's take the frickin' high school romantic comedy formula and put dinosaurs in it. Tammy and the T-Rex, there you go. Do I need to say any more? Clearly I do, because otherwise this would be a very short review. If there is one thing I know in life, and to be honest, I don't know much, it is that bitches love dinosaurs. And before anyone says anything, yes, I am aware that this is an easy target, but sometimes you gotta stop and appreciate the weirdness of such an outright, low-budget masterpiece. So without any further me talking, let's get right into Tammy and the T-Rex. The film opens up with Tammy at cheerleading practice as the opening credits play, and her boyfriend Michael comes in from football practice to observe.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. Goodbye.
I'll be right back with you.
So Michael gives his girlfriend Tammy a flower, and for some reason Tammy gets all antsy in the pantsy over it, claiming some guy named Billy is going to beat up Michael if he hits on his own girlfriend while he's around. Come on now, you're all adults playing teenagers. Surely you can be free to live your own lives as you please. What is he, heterophobic or something? Is he your ex, Tammy? The movie never says. The movie just says, be afraid of Billy the bully. He's coming for you.
Don't you understand that if he hurt you, I would never be able to forgive myself?
But I'm not scared of him.
I know you're not, but you should be.
But I'm not scared of him.
But you should be.
But I'm not scared of him.
I just can't do
But I'm not scared of him.
And then a fight breaks out, proving once and for all that Michael is not afraid of him. But he should be.
Round one, fight! What do you get? What like the get? Hadouken! Panic boom!
Knowing that their love will never be accepted by the community, they opt to go their own separate way. So Michael sneaks into Tammy's place, making a bit of noise. Are you serious? Go drunk, you're home.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Does someone you know have trouble hearing on the phone?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Your dad? Is that your dad? Your dad you don't want knowing that I'm up here making out with you? His daughter? That dad? Your dad? You being the daughter of your dad? Okay, just clarifying out loud. He won't even know I'm here. I'm really good at being low-key.
Ooh, it's hot.
That's hot.
So I know I'm going a bit fast, but basically, Billy's minions over here spot Michael sneaking into Tammy's house as they just so happen to be driving through the neighborhood, and Billy decides that this will not stand, and breaks into Tammy's house to beat the crap out of them. I guess the police didn't exist in the 90s or something. But that aside, I love how Tammy's father can see them approaching in the window and literally doesn't do anything. Lock the door, maybe? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Shut up! I love how Billy is somehow able to outrun a car. So, Billy's got himself a situation, stuck in a new location, without any explanation. No time for relaxation. See? No time for that relaxation. Billy sticks Michael in the boot and heads to the wild animal park to leave him for dead. And yeah, live-action Mufasa over here just rips him up to shreds, and I guess that's just the end of Michael's story, but, like, I feel like something's weirdly missing. Seen a lot of Tammy in this movie, but where on earth is that gosh darn?
Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur! Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Hey, there it is! From here onward, it suddenly becomes an entirely different movie, leaving behind the grounded, suburban, car-outrunning, ball-grabbing realism of the previous scenes, and the film just kind of becomes about this mad scientist character. Apparently this dude just straight up built a robot dinosaur and he's showing it off like he's going to be the highlight of Comic-Con or something.
The eyes!
How about those babies? Beautiful. Beautiful!
Hands! Its mouth! Now! Show me
His wiener. I want to see his humongous dinosaur erection.
Sir, why did you have us build that?
Look, there is this whole genre of adult novel erotica that caters specifically to dinosaur action. Do you have any idea how much money people will pay to ride this thing? There is a market for an anatomically accurate, goddamn mechanical T-Rex.
But
Do not ever question me again. I suppose you could say this film has Rex appeal. When did I get a drum set?
I will give you everything. I will give you a brain. I will give you immortality.
Alright, dial it back a bit, jeez. In all seriousness, they never actually explain why they built a robot T-Rex in the first place. Why it needs a brain for mobility as opposed to merely relying on computers. Why it needs to be a human brain, and how that would even work. They just say, we need a brain, and I, as an audience member, am just supposed to go along with it. Meanwhile, at the hospital where Michael is being kept at, the scientist just casually walks in pretending to be a doctor. Yeah, don't check any identification or anything, just let him waltz right in.
Don't you know the world-famous Dr. Wachenstein?
No, I don't.
I never really understood why that worked in so many television shows and movies. Just acting like you have clout shouldn't automatically grant you access to a place with a simple, do you know who you're talking to?
Excuse me, didn't I see you in a movie?
Which movie?
You didn't see that one.
Okay, that was funny. The thing that's great about this movie is that the parts with Michael, Tammy, and Billy feels like a completely different movie from the stuff with the mad scientist and the dinosaur. They're different in structure, pace, and tone. It's unorthodox and initially jarring when these two different styles inevitably clash together in this scene, but it's all worth enduring for the absolute silliness that ensues. I just love it. I love how the mad scientist just acts so nonchalantly about the whole thing.
Live! Well, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I did all I could.
Doesn't even make an attempt at bedside manner. Same.
Quick, come on. Oh, man! You guys had the weirdest dream. I was in...
A good movie. And you can probably guess what happens next. They take the brain out and start connecting wires from it to the Robosaur. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on, the Robosaur. And then Michael, who is now inside the Robosaur, sees his original body and gets traumatized. You see, the Robosaur wakes up earlier than expected, escapes, crushes a man to death, scares an old lady, and then dials a phone. Wait, hang on. He dials a phone. He dials a phone! Look at it! Look at those tiny little arms! Look at those tiny little arms! I'm just saying, something is not anatomically right there. I'm about 98% sure his scrawny little arms would not be able to reach the buttons on that payphone. Do the dinosaur's arms just stretch out like E.T.'s neck from the Atari 2600 game? This, whatever this is, it ain't right. That dinosaur could not jerk his tiny little dinosaur dick off, let alone reach a fucking phone!
Hi, this is Tammy. Leave me a message or I'll be mad at you.
I am the touch-tone genius, the master of voices. I'm so sorry for waking you so very early in the morning, but it's very important that I play you something, for you see, the police are looking for me.
Oh yeah, pervy breathing. That'll help her understand. Then the dinosaur shows up at a party because he is a real party animal. I can't take credit for that joke. They use that joke in the trailer. Keep in mind that this movie is implying that there is still the brain of a teenage boy inside this Robosaur body. Really think about that as you're watching him crush a man to death, ripping out the guts of his peers, tearing them limb from limb, committing several outright murders. You can't even blame that on the you being a dinosaur thing. That was just you. You haven't even taken off your clothes yet. You've just been grinding up against the back seat. Hey Michael, friend, buddy, amigo. I feel ya. Most people react that way when I show up at their parties too. Also, let's rewind a little bit. Can I just say that Michael should have died as soon as his brain was extracted from his body? But I guess because the rest of the movie needs to happen, let's pretend that, basic biology doesn't exist. It's moments like these where I truly wonder, bear with me, if I was a robot dinosaur in this situation, but still had my human brain, what would I do? See, I would probably just draw a picture, or better yet, steal a notepad and write down what happened to me. You've already established in this movie's universe that in this form, Michael can unrealistically maneuver his little dinosaur fingers to navigate a phone keypad like a human would. So, if he can do that, writing something down does not seem all that crazy of an idea. But maybe that's just me. All I'm saying is, there's options. You could quite easily get this mad scientist guy arrested for doing all of this.
And what do we tell our investors?
Investors? Wait, what? Investors? So he's making the robot dinosaur for an organization or a corporation? What the heck do they need a sentient robot dinosaur for?
I showed them this and this, huh? I mean, they will love it. They're capitalists. They will see nothing but dollars, lots of dollars. Now, come on, we must find that dinosaur.
I just love how in this scene there is no reaction from the girl when the things in her room start shaking. She just keeps applying her lipstick.
Tammy. Tams?
I don't think it's funny.
So the Robosaur kidnaps Tammy and takes her to this barn house. How he managed to fit his tiny little arms through the window and get here that quickly is beyond me, but they begin to play a little game of charades to help communicate.
What do you want?
You do realize the dinosaurs can't respond, right? What do you want? Where do you find yourself in 5 years?
Michael gave it to me. You know Michael?
Know him? He was delicious!
I don't understand. Head?
Head? I could not possibly fit that thing in my mouth. So after a game of charades, Tammy realizes that the dinosaur is Michael, and they proceed to have messy, graphic, elaborate sex. I wonder what it's like to spoon a T-Rex. Could you imagine spooning a T-Rex? Because this girl has. Anyway, the funeral commences, and well, the dinosaur starts crying at the funeral? Why would they build a machine capable of doing that? What possible purpose could that serve to the investors? Where are the tears coming from? Wouldn't the liquid disturb or even outright short-circuit the internal electronics that make up the robot dinosaur? Then the brain would be fried, and there'd be no way of saving little old Mikey. Am I thinking too hard about this? Thank the Lord that none of the people at this funeral have any peripheral vision. He's not even making an attempt to obscure himself. Tammy concludes that they're going to need to get a new body for Michael, so Tammy and Byron go to the local morgue.
Oh, honey, you poor thing.
Did you find something?
A beautiful girl.
Byron, I don't want a girl.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, sister. Actually, come to think of it, that would make this a very different movie. Maybe they were saving that for the potential sequel. Tammy in the Bicurious College years. Wait, is she seriously just browsing the bodies for one she specifically wants on Michael's behalf? I have to say, if I was Michael, I'd be pretty pissed that I didn't get a say in this. Would the muscles and organs of a dead body even still work if you applied a living brain to it? Like, the only reason I assume the robot dinosaur works is because it is a, robot. There is some level of suspension of disbelief there that can be explained with science fiction technobabble. I'm not a scientist, I don't know the science behind corpse expiration, so someone out there in the comments, please do let me know. Or don't, I don't particularly care either way. So naturally the next part of the film is the most cliche, overdone, happens in every movie trope that you can think of. It's the female lead and gay best friend pull dead bodies up to the window to see if the giant mechanical dinosaur sitting in the back of a truck likes the look of the musical montage. What, you've never heard of that one? Happens in every goddamn 90s movie. But they don't have time for that and gotta get the hell on out of there. Naturally, it's a bit hard to go unnoticed when you're a chunky boy, and they get tracked down to this barn.
Oh my God, Tammy. Oh my God, Tammy, what have I done? What have I done? I'm so sorry. Don't shoot! Don't shoot, we're humans!
Thank you, Nanda.
Michael! Michael, can you hear me?
It's a robot! So that scene just abruptly ends and it fades back to Tammy's house during the aftermath of what just happened, where Michael is now a brain connected to a computer monitor and video camera which Tammy pours alcohol on, which just leaves me with more questions than answers, but if I start now, you know I will never be done with this video. You know what? I'm desensitized to it at this point. Before you even have a chance to ask who, what, when, where, or why, the movie has already hit you with a new bizarre visual which takes you a moment for your brain to register. Only able to see boobs in standard definition for the rest of your life. Poor bastard. And then Michael's brain gets so excited that it starts sparking? Okay. I'm just gonna presume that the brain is hooked up to some kind of device off screen that might be projecting his voice, despite the fact that he lacks a mouth, teeth, tongue, throat, functioning voice box, a lot of the core attributes which helps us enunciate words via our oral cavity. Somehow, this computer emulation which converts mere thoughts into speech that sounds exactly like him was available in 1993. I'm not even mad, I just wish someone told me about it. Forget the robot dinosaur, that's like 12 different revolutionary products rolled into one that even modern science wouldn't be able to comprehend. Something that they don't tell you when you become an internet movie reviewer is how intimately you truly come to understand the things you're reviewing. When watching through the film initially and writing down notes, I was looking for easy and cheap jokes to make at the film's expense to keep a general audience entertained. and I'd constantly pick on things that didn't make sense logically, or how they'd delegitimize their own plot for a cheap joke every once in a while, but I came to realize pretty quickly that that was kind of the point. The whole thing is intentionally wacky from start to finish. I started to wonder if satirizing something that's already a parody of itself is like putting a hat on top of a hat. I'm just gonna leave you with that one and let you figure that out for yourself. Essentially, the film beat me to the punch by laughing at itself before I could laugh at it. It's not some French avant-garde film that's trying to make you rethink existence itself, and it's not trying to be. It knows what it is, with its over-exaggerated gore, its cartoony logic, and just having fun being something of a dark comedy, and that is entirely what the charm of it is. Before watching this, I was expecting something closer to Rollergator or Mac and Me, which Stuart Raffill also directed, look at that! The point that I'm getting at is that I think at first glance a person might mischaracterize this movie as another generic terrible B-movie, but can anything this over-the-top crazy really be that bad? When I was initially editing this video, I used the original VHS version of this movie, only to discover that this film got a full 2020 HD remaster on DVD and Blu-ray. You couldn't make this shit up if you tried. Now, this isn't an ad, I wasn't paid to say this. I wrote this script 2 years ago, for crying out loud. If anything, this is just a crazy coincidence, but if you're looking for a drunk, bad movie night with some of your friends, as I often am, I highly recommend this film. Interrupting the flow of the video just to say that you should be having your drunk, bad movie nights over Discord, for the time being. Okay, back to the video. There is so much to talk about with this movie that I didn't even have the time to address or touch on with this video. The origin of this film as well is quite interesting too. Apparently, Mr. Raffill was approached by a man who owned theaters in South America, who had an animatronic T-Rex. He had it for 2 weeks before it was going to be shipped to Texas, and he came to me and said, "We can make a movie with it." I said, "What's the story?" And he said, "I don't have a story, but we have to start filming it within the month." And so, I wrote the story in a week. Raffill says that the locations were within 25 minutes of his house. He stated that there was a large fire which took place during the shoot, and as a result, smoke can be seen in some shots of the film. I'm surprised that they kept that in. I was just trying to do a film for people that like wacky movies. In other words, you can laugh at the experience that I was facing, which is, what the hell are you meant to do with this material? I was sticking all this shit in just to make it work. Of course, when you only have a week to work on a script, it is a bit thin. Well, sir, mission freaking accomplished. It's rare that you see this much 90s cheese in this day and age without people shitting all over it. Do let me know in the comment section if there is any other weird films or games that you would like me to check out for the show. This has been MegaMitch, and if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna do a striptease for my brain girlfriend. Is this really necessary?
Shut up and dance for me, MegaBitch.
Ah! What in the... How did you even... Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.